Have you ever wondered why your legs feel weaker every year? Why once simple steps now feel like climbing a hill? This is not just age whispering, it is muscle slipping away in silence. Doctors call it sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass and strength that begins in your 30s and accelerates after 60. Every day, without resistance, the body gives up fibers of vitality, and with them, independence. The chair feels heavier, the stairs longer, the grip looser. But muscle loss is not an unshakable destiny. It is a challenge, and challenges can be met. The human body is a magnificent machine built on muscle. Muscles pump the blood, protect the joints, carry us forward, and burn the fuel that keeps weight in balance. Yet after 60, the signals that once told muscles to grow begin to fade. Protein isn't used as efficiently, hormones shift, and physical activity often slows. Studies show that older adults can lose up to 8% of their muscle mass each decade after midlife. That loss doesn't just weaken arms and legs, it weakens the heart, the metabolism, the immune defenses. Imagine a house without its pillars. It may stand, but it trembles in every storm. And yet, the solution lies within reach. Nutrition, movement, and daily intention act as the guardians of strength. Think of your body as a garden. Without water, sunlight, and good soil, the flowers droop. Muscles are no different. They crave protein, amino acids, minerals, and steady use. Without them, they wither. With them, they bloom, even in later years. Protein, for instance, is not merely food, it is repair material. Every strand of chicken, every bean, every lentil carries the bricks your muscles need to rebuild. Seniors require more protein than younger adults, yet many eat less, relying on tea and toast, light soups, or processed snacks that fill the belly but starve the cells. Doctors warn that inadequate protein is one of the most silent killers of muscle strength. But when you place eggs, yogurt, legumes, and lean meats on your plate, you are not just eating, you are rebuilding the scaffolding of your independence. Then there is movement, the sacred signal. Muscles listen to stress. When you ask them to lift, push, or carry, they awaken. And resistance training, even with light weights or resistance bands, tells your fibers, stay alive, stay strong. Studies show that seniors who lift weights, even modest ones, can rebuild muscle and reverse weakness. One grandmother in her 70s can now squat and rise with ease, while her friend, who never moved, struggles with a single step. The difference is not age, it is signal. Which signal will you send to your body tonight? There is also the fruit of potassium. Bananas, oranges, kiwis, standing guard against cramps and weakness. Potassium is the conductor of the body's electrical symphony. Without it, muscles misfire, twitch, and seize into painful knots. Seniors often wake with leg cramps because their diets are low in this essential mineral. But imagine ending the night with a simple banana, rich in potassium and magnesium, and waking without pain. It is not magic, it is biochemistry working in your favor. And hydration, often forgotten, is as vital as oxygen. Muscles are 75% water. Without fluid, fibers dry and stiffen, leading to fatigue. Every sip of clean water is not just quenching thirst, it is lubricating the machinery of movement. Have you noticed how dizziness, weakness, or sudden fatigue follows a day of low water? That is your body's plea to be nourished from within. But perhaps the most powerful truth is this: muscle is not lost forever. Even after years of decline, the body can answer the call to rebuild. Seniors who commit to 30 minutes of movement a day, brisk walking, gentle strength training, stretching, can restore what was fading. The heart beats stronger, the bones grow denser, the metabolism awakens, and the spirit feels renewed. It is never too late. Tonight could be the first night you eat with purpose, move with intention, and water your strength like a garden ready to bloom. So the question is not, will you lose muscle? Because without change, yes, you will. The question is, will you act now to stop it? Your body is listening. Every bite, every sip, every stretch sends a message. Tell your muscles, stay, grow, protect me, and they will answer. The quiet thief of strength does not announce its arrival. One day the jar on the top shelf feels heavier, or the walk across the park requires a pause. This is how muscle loss creeps in, subtle, patient, and determined. But science reminds us that decline is not inevitable. The human body is adaptive, resilient, and willing to respond even after years of neglect. The key lies in reawakening it with intention. When seniors embrace daily nourishment with protein-rich meals, the body listens. Muscles are made of amino acids, the tiny building blocks found in foods like eggs, fish, beans, and dairy. Yet, as the years pass, the body becomes less efficient at absorbing and using these nutrients. Doctors warn that older adults often need more protein than they think, sometimes nearly double what younger adults require. Without it, the muscles simply cannot repair themselves. Imagine trying to build a house without bricks. No matter how skilled the builder, nothing rises. That is what happens to the body deprived of protein. It weakens silently, no matter how much the spirit resists. But when protein becomes a priority, every meal turns into an act of preservation, each bite strengthening the scaffolding of life. Equally vital is the way the body processes energy. Carbohydrates, often demonized, serve a sacred role when chosen wisely. Whole grains, oats, brown rice, and sweet potatoes deliver slow, steady fuel. They keep insulin balanced and energy consistent, sparing muscle from being broken down for emergency fuel. Have you noticed the fatigue that comes with sugar crashes? That is the body crying out for stable nourishment. By choosing complex carbohydrates, seniors guard against weakness, preserve energy for movement, and sustain the vitality needed to reclaim daily joy. But beyond food, there is the necessity of resistance. Studies repeatedly show that seniors who lift weights, even light ones, can rebuild strength lost over decades. The principle is simple yet profound. Muscles respond to challenge. When fibers are stressed, they break slightly, and in healing, they return stronger. Without stress, they shrink. Imagine a violin string that is never tuned. It loosens, loses tone, and no longer sings. Muscles are no different. With gentle but consistent resistance, they tighten, strengthen, and restore harmony. A simple set of resistance bands, body weight squats, or even rising from a chair repeatedly can send the message that life is not done with strength, that there is still much to carry, much to embrace, much to live. Balance and flexibility also stand as silent guardians. Falls are among the greatest dangers seniors face, and they often arise from weakened legs and stiff joints. Stretching, yoga, tai chi, these are not luxuries but lifelines. They restore fluidity, awaken stabilizing muscles, and build confidence in every step. Have you felt the fear of losing balance, the hesitation at a curb or stair? That fear can fade when the body is trained to trust itself again. Flexibility is not vanity, it is security. Science also points to vitamin D, the sunshine nutrient, which works hand in hand with calcium to protect bones and support muscles. Many seniors spend less time outdoors, and deficiency quietly steals their strength. Imagine a bridge without its foundation. Strong beams cannot hold if the base crumbles. In the same way, muscles cannot thrive if bones weaken. A few minutes of morning sunlight, or foods rich in vitamin D such as salmon or fortified dairy, act as anchors, ensuring that muscles have something solid to grip. Then there is sleep, often underestimated but profoundly important. During deep rest, growth hormone rises, tissues repair, and muscles heal. Without rest, the body cannot rebuild what was stressed during the day. Seniors who cut sleep short rob themselves of the very process that preserves vitality. Doctors emphasize that 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night is not indulgence. It is medicine. Have you noticed how weakness grows after nights of broken rest? That is the body's way of showing how deeply it depends on stillness to renew its strength. Hydration, too, cannot be ignored. Muscles are fluid reservoirs. When water is low, contractions falter, and cramps set in. Every sip replenishes the cells, restores circulation, and prevents the fatigue that follows dehydration. Seniors who wait until thirst strikes are already behind. The body's silent cry for water often appears not as thirst, but as dizziness, confusion, or sudden weakness. A glass of water at each meal, a refill with each walk, can transform the day from sluggish to strong. At the heart of this truth lies a profound message. You are not powerless against muscle loss. Every choice you make, what you eat, how you move, how you rest, either surrenders strength or defends it. Muscle loss may whisper in the background of age, but action can silence it. Imagine waking each morning not weaker than yesterday, but stronger, more balanced, more alive. That is the promise waiting for those who choose intention over neglect, nourishment over depletion, resistance over surrender. The decline of muscle left unchecked ripples into every corner of health. Doctors warn that sarcopenia is not only about strength, it is tied to balance, metabolism, immunity, and even heart health. When muscles weaken, the body burns fewer calories, fat accumulates, and the risk of diabetes and cardiovascular disease rises. A weaker frame means slower reactions, greater risk of falls, and longer recovery from illness or surgery. Yet the human body, even in later decades, carries an extraordinary power of renewal. Muscles are living tissue. They listen, adapt, and respond, no matter the age. What they require is the right invitation. One of the most overlooked invitations is consistency. Many seniors believe that occasional bursts of activity are enough. A weekend walk, a short burst of gardening, or the rare gym visit may feel like progress. But muscles thrive not on rare intensity, but on steady signals. Science shows that as little as 2 to 3 sessions of resistance exercise each week can reverse years of decline. It need not be complicated. Rising from a chair 10 times, lifting light hand weights, using bands to stretch and press. Each repetition whispers to the muscles, you are still needed. And in answering, they grow. Nutrition remains the other half of this story. Imagine trying to light a fire without wood. That is what muscles face without proper fuel. Protein anchors the process, but the role of micronutrients cannot be dismissed. Magnesium, found in nuts, seeds, and leafy greens, prevents cramping and supports energy production. Zinc aids in repair, and B vitamins ignite the pathways that convert food into usable energy. Seniors often skip these, turning to processed foods stripped of vitality. Yet each mineral is a spark, each vitamin a tool. Together, they form the orchestra that keeps the muscles singing. Doctors also remind us of omega-3 fatty acids, abundant in fish like salmon, sardines, or plant sources such as flaxseed. These healthy fats reduce inflammation, which silently erodes muscle and joint health over time. Inflammation is the rust of the body, subtle, spreading, destructive. But omega-3s polish the gears, reduce stiffness, and allow fibers to contract and relax with ease. Imagine joints that move without protest, muscles that recover without lingering ache. That is the gift of these simple, nourishing fats. Equally profound is the impact of mindset. Seniors who view aging as inevitable decline often live out that script, moving less, eating poorly, and surrendering vitality. But those who see aging as a season of potential, a time to strengthen, learn, and renew, often defy expectation. The mind directs the body, belief influences biology. Studies show that optimism, combined with action, lowers stress hormones, improves immune function, and enhances physical performance. The senior who says, "I will walk today," often does, and in doing sends a cascade of positive signals that reshape both body and spirit. And so, daily rituals matter. A morning stretch to awaken circulation, a protein-rich breakfast to fuel the muscles, a short walk to remind the legs of their purpose, a moment of sunlight to invite vitamin D. These are not small acts. They are investments in the currency of independence. Each one adds a coin to the treasury of strength, building a reserve that guards against frailty. Do not underestimate the power of these daily choices. They accumulate like water carving stone, reshaping the body slowly but powerfully. Hydration again deserves emphasis, for water is not just refreshment, it is transport. Nutrients cannot reach the muscle without it. Waste cannot be removed. Energy cannot be delivered. Seniors who live in mild dehydration walk a dangerous line, where fatigue, confusion, and cramping become daily companions. Doctors advise steady sipping, not waiting for thirst, for by then the body is already short. Think of water as oil for the machine. Without it, gears grind, energy falters, and movement weakens. And then there is rest, the quiet architect of growth. During sleep, the body releases growth hormone, repairs micro tears in the muscles, and resets energy systems. But when sleep is cut short or broken, muscles do not fully heal. Weakness deepens and the cycle of decline quickens. To protect sleep is to protect muscle. This means creating a rhythm, winding down with calm, avoiding stimulants late in the day, and allowing the body the hours it needs. Seniors who sleep well do not merely feel rested, they carry strength into every moment of the day. All these elements converge into one truth. The body, even at 60, 70, or beyond, still listens. It does not close the door on strength. It waits for instruction. Food, movement, rest, hydration, each is a signal, each a command to preserve life. Imagine your muscles as guardians standing at the gate. Without nourishment, they weaken and the gates crumble. But with daily attention, they remain steadfast, holding back the tide of frailty. The choice lies in your hands, in your plate, in your daily walk, in your glass of water. The question is not whether the body can respond, but whether you will give it the chance. The beauty of muscle is its humility. It does not ask for much, only for steady care. Yet the reward it offers in return is immense. Seniors who protect their muscle do not simply walk longer. They live freer. They rise from chairs without struggle, climb stairs without fear, and carry groceries with confidence. They move through their days with grace, not dependence. Muscle is the currency of independence, and it is earned in small daily deposits. Consider the story told by doctors of two patients of the same age, both in their 70s. One lived with weakness, moving little, eating lightly, avoiding effort. The other, though older in years, lifted weights twice a week, ate protein daily, and walked each morning. When both faced surgery, their paths divided. The weaker patient required weeks of recovery, plagued by complications. The stronger returned home quickly, walking unassisted, healing rapidly. The difference was not fate, it was muscle. Strong muscle is not vanity in later years, it is survival. Science echoes this truth in countless studies. Resistance training combined with nutrition reduces hospital stays, speeds healing, lowers fall risk, and even sharpens the mind. Muscles are not only anchors for the body, they are factories for health, producing hormones and molecules that protect the brain, balance sugar, and calm inflammation. Each contraction sends chemical signals throughout the body, telling systems to renew and defend. When you train muscle, you are not just training for strength, you are training for life. Yet this training need not be overwhelming. The most profound changes often come from the simplest steps. A senior who walks daily improves circulation, builds leg endurance, and strengthens the heart. Add light weights or resistance bands twice a week, and arms and shoulders reawaken. Pair this with a diet rich in protein, eggs, fish, beans, dairy, and the building blocks of repair are supplied. Layer in colorful fruits and vegetables, sources of antioxidants, potassium, and vitamins, and the machinery hums with vitality. Finally, protect hydration and sleep, and the cycle of renewal becomes complete. These are not extraordinary acts. They are ordinary choices made daily that build extraordinary resilience. There is also a truth worth holding close. It is never too late. Muscles respond at 80 as they do at 40, slower perhaps, but still responsive. Doctors have watched patients long confined to chairs regain strength after months of careful training. They have seen grandmothers lift grandchildren again. Grandfathers walk hills once avoided. It is not the barrier, it is inactivity. Every senior carries untapped strength waiting to be summoned. The body does not forget. It remembers and rewards every effort. Emotionally, this transformation is profound. Weakness breeds fear, fear of falling, fear of pain, fear of dependence. Strength breeds confidence. Imagine walking into a room with balance, carrying yourself tall, not worried about stumbling or needing help. Imagine living without the shadow of frailty, knowing your body can answer your will. That is what muscle gives, not just power, but freedom, dignity, hope. So let this message be clear. Muscle is not slipping away because of age alone. It is slipping because it is unused, underfed, and unattended. The senior who chooses to eat well, move daily, rest deeply, and drink faithfully tells their body, "Stay with me," and the body listens. Every rep, every glass of water, every bite of nourishing food is not small. It is a declaration. It is a promise that you will not surrender to frailty without a fight. And in this fight, you are not alone. Across the world, seniors are rising to reclaim their strength. Communities gather in parks to stretch and walk. Gyms open their doors to older adults who lift weights with pride. Families witness parents and grandparents standing taller, walking farther, living longer, not because of luck, but because of choice. This is the great truth. Health is not given, it is cultivated. Muscle is not lost, it is reclaimed. And the time to reclaim it is now. For every senior listening, the invitation is here. Begin tonight, take a walk after dinner, add an extra egg to your morning plate, stretch your arms toward the sky, sip water with intention, and commit to rest. Do not wait for frailty to remind you of what you could have done. Act now and let each day become a testament to your resilience. Muscle is life's engine. Protect it, and it will protect you. The senior who nourishes their body doesn't just live, they thrive.